Somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, trans, trans so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all to tell me whether or
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those emails
I have broken more glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever.
I am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that. I am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman and committee.
That was an exercise in Democrat juvenilia. That was Texas Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, now accused of violating congressional decorum with a rude, obnoxious, and personal attack on Congresswoman Nancy Mace. This happened in the debate over the House passing Congressman Greg Steube's bill to stop biological males in women's sports. Women are getting harmed. It's now headed to a vote in the Senate. Joining us now from House Oversight, Congresswoman Mace. Congresswoman, it's great to have you on. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us on our show. Can you please tell us more about what happened with that fight?
Oh, yes, of course. We were having a colloquy, as we like to say, or a debate in the House Oversight Committee yesterday. And this nasty woman, this congresswoman from Texas, Jasmine Crockett, a Democrat, far-left progressive, had the nerve to go on a rant about civil rights when literally the woman is taking away and trampling all over the rights of women all across the country. And as a rape survivor, of someone who supports women and girls, I'm just so sick and tired of hearing the lies from the left, the lies from Democrats about how they're the party of women when they are literally trampling on the rights of women every single day. And then she breached our decorum by calling me names and calling me a child. And she said that my fear of rape, as a rape survivor, my fears of rape are a fantasy, and that my fears of being raped are dramatic, that they're draped in fantasy and drama, because I don't want men and women's spaces, because one, I'm a woman, two, I'm a rape survivor, and as a rape survivor, I shouldn't have to explain any of this to anybody on why I don't feel safe with men watching me undressed in a locker room. It's disgusting.
So she used the words that your personal, the crime that you went through, the sexual assault, the rape, she literally said that's just one of your fantasies?
Correct, that it was a
fantasy.
And
she said it on the House floor? She said
no, she said it in the House Oversight Committee hearing yesterday, that my fear as a rape survivor, my fear of being raped was a fantasy.
So that's pretty skirting pretty close to, you know, it's beyond obnoxious and violating decorum. I mean, that's pretty slanderous. I mean, we were going to talk about how only 2 House Democrats voted yes on the bill to protect women in sports. And didn't they campaign on protecting and valuing women? I mean, women are getting physically injured to the point of brain damage on the playing field in sports like soccer and you know, in volleyball from biological males. And you got them banned from Capitol Hill bathrooms, but then she goes on to try to attack you, a rape survivor, claiming you made it up in your head?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, believe all women is only a tagline for women if you're a Democrat, I suppose. And look, there are young women in this country that have suffered a traumatic brain injury from men playing in sports and them getting a head injury. This is serious. When you look at Riley Gaines, she was forced to undress in the locker room with Leah Thomas, a man who had all of his junk still. I mean, it's disgusting, it's gross. It makes women more vulnerable to rape, more vulnerable to sexual abuse and sexual assault. It's a perversion. I think it's grooming. We had my colleague Sarah McBride video came up this week of him reading trans literature to kindergartners, to 5-year-olds, sponsored by the way, the National Education Association. So this is an excuse, I think, for pedophilia, for grooming, and also for abusing women. And make no mistake, Democrats and the left and progressives are the greatest threat to women and the greatest threat to democracy. And I am just so sick and tired of it. I personally, as you know, I was physically assaulted a couple of weeks ago here on the Capitol. I suffered 2 injuries from that assault. So I'm having none of it. Okay, I'm done with the left.
Congresswoman Mace, you just laid it all out there. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.